She made it sound like she got brutalized on set. She actually accidentally said she'd been raped.
She said she'd been raped. That's how she described it.
She's been very alive. Yeah, we did a lot of crazy things with her. Yes, but she's a sport, so she was going for it every day, which is great. That's what you want.
In what ways is this a brand new film, and in what ways does it stick to the themes of the original?
Oh, I mean, it is a different story, right? Like different characters, different story. It's the same mythology, right? Same book. I mean, same name of the book. The renders is different, not completely different, but it's different. So you have the book. You have the way they unleash the evil is quite similar to the original. And so the mythology is the same, but the story is different. So things that's going to happen are different. I think the original Evil Dead for me is like this is very too psychological, but it's a lot about women driving men insane. Like usually horror movies are the other way around. It's a girl running and some dude with an axe chasing her. And Evil Dead is one of the few where it's completely the other way around. The two guys are like freaking out, and the girl's like driving them crazy because it's the girl that turns first, right? But then it's Ash will stay at the end, but the logic of it during a long time is just them going crazy. The girlfriend going crazy, like singing, "Why are you torturing me like this?" Right? It's all about the torture that this girl put on this guy. So that's the thing that I've been always passionate in my life, for some reason. So I like the idea of the woman being torturing the man, like psychological, physically, and that's what we bring. That's one of the main ideas you will see in the movie all the time. It's about the main characters, men like being exposed to all the craziness. I love it. So it's part of a miniature.
With your take on it, is it flat out demons from someplace else taking over the bodies of these kids, or is there more a psychological aspect to it where the manifestations of their own fears and angers are coming out?
There's a mix of that. Yes, there's it kind of acts. It works in a way. It works as a real revenge flick because the main character played by Jane, she, in some point in the movie, she feels betrayal by her friends. So she's like everybody's trying to help her, but in the wrong way, I think. So she feels betrayed by all of them. And when, of course, the demons start coming in and all that, everything they do is tied to the story. It's not just because. There's a reason why everybody attacks everybody. And that's the beauty about any demon movie, right? It's not the same as a zombie just go for you, right? He'll either eat you or attack you because he's angry or because he wants his brains. Whatever it is, the zombie just goes and you don't negotiate with them. That's why they're scary. The demon, I think that the person that is possessed, for me, it's more scary. First of all, because the person is still there, and usually they bring the worst out of them. In some movies, well, not all of them. I think that's something that happened here definitely. Like it will take the worst of them. Like it will make them say the thing they would never say. They would say it. They would become very violent and aggressive. That's how the possession start. Actually, how they get. Some of them get possession like this. Some of them is slowly. It's a slower process. But yes, I think it's a pretty particular creature because of that. Because the person is still there. So it's relevant, right? You want to save the person that is possessed. You don't want to just go and kill them, which is kind of, I think, one of the differences between this one and the original is that we took care of that part. Because part of why the first one, it's like out of control and outrageous. Maybe because the 70s was like, Bruce will go and beat the hell out of the girl. and it's like, come on, dude, it's your girlfriend. And bah! And he hits her. You can have that today, thank God. And so it's kind of that's what makes them powerful, because they jump in at you with a box cutter and they want to cut you, and it's your sister, so you cannot just go and shoot her in the head. Like, come on, like you're gonna do whatever you can to try to save her or do, and that's what the book has. In this movie, the book has a lot more room than the originals, because the original the book is there but it's a lot about the tape in the original, right? The book is kind of there, and they know they read it from the. But we made this one way more about the book, so they even read more about more pages of the book. They know more. So part of the trick of how to solve this, the answer would be in the book in a way. And so that's why I think, going back to your question, yes, it's like the beauty about these demons is that there's a loving one inside them, and that makes them indestructible in a way, because you don't want to kill your brother or your friend just like
Yeah.
But sometimes some people do.
Have you ever worried that there's like this trend that horror films just keep making things and kind of positioning this as this is an original story versus just another straight
Yeah.
which keeps happening over and
Definitely.
over on the market?
Yeah. Well, what's the question?
Were you ever worried about how there's that trend and trying to differentiate yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely, but not really worried because it's very simple because I can say whatever. I'm here to promote the movies. I'm always gonna say like, yeah, of course this is different, but don't take it for what I'm saying. It's just like it's very simple equation here. It's like most of those movies that happened in the past, they're original movies from the 80s. They were a hit, so they're owned by a studio that it's a big brand that has a file of all. We control these properties. So let's make a remake about what about this one? And somebody comes in, and it's a lot of opinions. Like the studios are too many opinions sometimes, and the director doesn't have too much freedom. The writer is a different guy, so the director has to interpret that script. So sometimes it's very tricky to get those, and they're PG-13 sometimes. So that's I don't get, real horror PG-13. I don't know. And so, and this one is the difference here is like Evil Dead being such a big title. It's still just controlled by Sam, Bruce, and Rob Tapper, the same three guys that made the original when they were 18. So when it came to the moment it's time to make this one, it's just them and myself and my co-writer somewhere around. It's my friend since we were 12. He's my best friend, and we just sit down together. They're like, okay, how are we going to make it? We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We wrote the script, so we wrote the script from scratch, and so this it is one vision, right? Because their job as a producer and Sam being a director, he knows that his job in order to get a good movie is to protect the director's vision as much as he can, and protect it from like, no, let's not do that because the audience is not good, or let's not do this because no, just go for it. That's what Sam was always pushing me to do. Like, he would support me 100% in everything. I'll go like, what about this? You like it? Yes, do it. So it's like such a completely different approach to the movie. It was a completely independent film in a way. Like, we were out in the woods making the film, and it's me and one of them sitting there with us, like making things happen. Like, let's try this, let's try that other thing, let's do something different, which is completely different from a studio movie set, right? So I think that kind of give you an idea that there's a completely different way to make movies. You have completely freedom about doing it.
What's your gut instinct on how it's coming together? If you can be objective, one, and two, how ready are you to do more of these if this one takes off?
It's going to be the last question, guys.
Okay. I think it's coming together great. It's really, it's a torturous process making a film, right? It's your baby. It happens the same for good and for bad. Like people have a baby that is horrible. It's like, this is the most beautiful thing ever. Yeah. It's the same here having with movies good and bad. Like sometimes the same like parents, they have a very talented kid and they go like, this whacker it's not good for anything, and they go like, well, it's not like, but it's just the same thing that you don't have objective. So it's quite a torturous process making a movie like this, particularly because it's so crazy. You try different things that we never saw before. In many levels, even the storytelling and the way the plot evolves, the things we try, it's just very weird. So we're not stepping on safe ground. We didn't want to do that. Stepping safe would mean literally repeat what you already saw in the movie. Oh, it worked back then, let's do it again. And we didn't do that. We were like trying to do completely different things. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. But it wasn't until I showed it for the first time to Sam, that was 3 weeks ago, like I finished my cut and I go, okay, this is the movie. Okay, fire me now. And he watched the movie and he was thrilled and blown away by it, and the three of them were, and they give us very simple notes and stuff to help us to make it better. We did that in the movie, we showed it again, and they were like thrilled. So I guess Sam knows one or two things about movies, and if you love that, that's film. But in Uruguay, it's a cultural thing. You never say anything you do is good. You let other people say that. So we don't sell ourselves. We don't go like, yeah, my movie's amazing. That's like embarrassing. So I would never say that.
I would take the skills I learned to cope in the first one to get through the second one. At least I know now how tough it can be.
And is there more story to tell?
Yeah, I think so. There's always a devil, I think.
Do you have
There is. Well,
Some things have been turned around a little bit, you know.
yeah, it's different than the original, but there might be a moment with a tree.
With you.
Yes.
Referring to the tree.
I wasn't actually. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
That's my lead.
Did you do any wire work in this?
What do you mean?
Did they like fly you up? 'Cause
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot of like this weird stuff.
No, it was like, I mean, I wasn't like a puppet or
Oh, yeah,
anything,
no, I know you
but
weren't like that, but
yeah,
that kind of thing.
I did everything. I swear to God. Yes, I was hanging. I had
You did all your
harnesses.
own stunts.
I didn't do all my own stunts, but I did a lot of them. Yeah, there was like 7 Mias running around because there was so much stuff to shoot. They couldn't use me all the time, and there was so much physical. Like there was 7 people in my costume at all
So
times.
it's very physical as well.
It's
Very
extremely
hands-on.
physical.
Battle, things like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, last question.
Yeah,
Thank
have you
you.
wrapped anything else since you did this, or is this the most recent thing?
I work on a TV show. Yeah.
Right, of course, but-
And I'm working on that right now. Is that what you mean?
No, well, I knew you were doing that. I just meant to just squeeze anything else in. Or is this your hiatus project?
This was my hiatus project. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to be on the next season of Shameless as well?
I'm not. No, they recast my character once I got the job on Suburgatory. Someone else playing the role. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank